Which of the following is the primary reason for Venus has the highest surface temperature? Primary reason for Venus has the highest surface temperature among all planets in our solar system. Dense atmosphere composed primarily of carbon dioxide, leading to a greenhouse effect. Volcanic activity. Now at close proximity to the sun's rapid rotation. Planets high orbital eccentricity cause extreme temperature. Greenhouse gas effect. Next, what is the key criterion that distinguishes a planet from a dwarf planet on its orbit? It has an atmosphere and a satellite. It orbits the sun directly and is no moon or satellite. It has sufficient mass. It clear neighbor around its orbit. It has a clear the neighbor around its orbit. Correct answer. Next, which of the following statement about the Jovian planet? Typical planet gaseous. What is Jovian gaseous planet going to be? What is rocky planet? Jupiter ता सेपटू जो सब gaseous planet rare. The following is orbital. Kepler third. The following is orbital. Kepler third law. The period of desired motion to AQ. The following planet is known to have a unique retrograde rotation and a very high axial tilt, causing extreme seasonal variation. Unique rotation. Very Mercury, Venus. Uranus has an extreme axial tilt of approximately 98 degrees, causing it to rotate on its side. Its rotation is retrograde, meaning its spin in the opposite direction of the most planet. The significance of asteroid belt, the location between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. It marks the boundary between near and outer solar region. Fifth terrestrial planet. Asteroids, collection of rock material that originated from the moon. The gravitational influence of Jupiter prevent the formation of planet in the region. Formation of planet in the region. Now, correct answer to the significance. What is the significance of asteroid belt location between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter? It's in the inner and outer solar system region. Fifth terrestrial planet formed of carbon dioxide with a surface which the following planet has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide. Jovian planet would have a very essential mother. 9 planet essential mother Mars. In which region of the solar system is the Kuiper located? Single cloud of the outermost icy cloud bound the orbit Neptune, extending distance approximately between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. Between the orbit of Neptune, extending distance approximately. Spherical cloud outermost edge of the solar system. Neptune. Jupiter's great red spot is a persistent high pressure storm. Which of the following is an accurate comparison between great red spot and terrestrial hurricane? The great red spot is powered by plant internal heat, while terrestrial hurricane The Great Red Spot located in the also similar to hurricane. The Great Red Spot is much larger than the region. This is a short-lived storm, while the Easter hurricane are long-lasting. The Great Red Spot is much more larger than the Easter hurricane and as faster. It's massive, larger than the Earth itself. Great Red Spot wind speed that greatly exceed those strongest hurricane on Earth. Among the planets of our solar system, which one is known for having a significant ring system and the lowest density, which is less than that of water? Among the planets of our solar system, which one is known for having which of the following planet has a day that is longer than its year? Rotational period is longer than orbital period. Speed is 250 Earth day, making its day longer than its year. Okay, so Venus is the first. Which of the following planet has a day longer than its year? Venus. What is the primary reason why Mars magnetic field is extremely weak and localized, unlike Earth's global dipole field? Its core has cooled and solidified. Mars core is not composed of metallic element. Mars' slow rotation rate is insufficient to generate magnetic field. The sun's solar wind has stripped away Mars' magnetic field. And slow rotation. Its core has cooled and solidified, increasing the dynamo action required to generate a strong magnetic field. A planet magnetic field is generated by a process called dynamo, which requires a liquid rotating and converting metallic core. Mars core has likely solidified, causing the dynamo to shut down. Which of the following best describe the difference between gas planet and ice giant? Gas giant and ice giant, Jupiter and Saturn, then lies Uranus. Ice giant contain a higher proportion of heavier volatile compounds like water, methane, ammonia gas. 7. Hydrogen of helium. Ice can have a single thick ring system made up of rock and ice, unlike the gaseous surface of gas. Hydrogen are much colder and farther from than ice can. Which of the following describe the difference between gas and ice giant? Between gas and Saturn and ice giant. I think higher proportion of compound methane. Things are very I contain compound which hydrogen. the context of nuclear hypothesis for the formation of solar system. Why did the terrestrial planets come closer to the sun while the gas can form farther away? Terrestrial planet migrated inward from the outer solar system over millions of years. The gas giants were formed fast and the gravity captured the lighter material, leaving the inner solar system with the rocky material. The solar wind pushed the lighter gaseous material, leaving the heavier rocky material behind. The rocky material formed in the inner solar system by the condensation. I think gravity is the main reason. Lighter material leaving the solar system with the rocky material, gravity capture. The solar wind pushes the light gaseous material further out, leaving the heavier quick material behind. In the early solar nebula, the intense heat and solar wind of the young sun drove lighter elements like hydrogen and helium away from the inner solar system, allowing rocky heavy elements as crystal. Which of the following is the most significant factor in the presence of liquid water or Earth's surface? The Earth's high surface gravity, the Earth's high albedo, the position with some horizontal shoulder temperature are suitable for liquid water. Thin atmosphere allows sunlight to reach habitat zone where the temperature are suitable for liquid water. The Earth position in habitable zone. Saturn's ring primarily composed of which ice rock ranging in size from dust grain to mountain. Fragmentation of a rock or metal from ancient moon. Dust from the ring of Jupiter and Neptune, small bones and asteroid captured in the billions of small chunk waters within the dust. Which of the following statements about the rotation and orbital periods of Mercury? Mercury has no rotation and is tidally locked Sun. Mercury is tidally locked with Sun, so its rotational period is equal to the orbital period. Mercury completes 3 rotations for every 2 orbitals. Mercury rotation period is more shorter than its orbital period. Mercury completes 3 rotations for every 2 orbits around the Sun. Mercury has a unique 3:2 spin orbiting resonance. Every 2 times it completes its orbit around the Sun, it rotates on the axis 3 times. The rocky core over a thick atmosphere of hydrogen. description of Jupiter's internal structure. Liquid ocean with a rocky core covered by a thick atmosphere of hydrogen. The rocky core, massive liquid metallic hydrogen layer, liquid hydrogen layer, gaseous atmosphere. A small rocky core surrounded by the solid metallic hydrogen, gaseous atmosphere. Small metal core surrounded by Germany. Core of massive liquid metallic hydrogen. Metals that enter Earth atmosphere with are icy bodies from the outer solar system and still near the sun. Asteroids and rock bodies. Give your answer. Give your answer. If an exoplanet is discovered that it roughly the same size as Earth orbit, planet's surface temperature is significantly warmer than Earth. The planet's surface temperature will be significantly colder than Earth. The planet is the same as Earth. The exoplanet is discovered that is roughly the same size as Earth. Our orbits star at a distance where its orbital the temperature is normal. Colder, I think. What is the primary reason why Mars polar ice caps are much larger, more prominent in its winter season? Winter season, the increase in volcanic activity, the melting of permanent ice, the deposition of oxygen, carbon dioxide onto the existing water cap, the sublimation of water ice from the polar cap into the what is the region? The primary region, the Mars polar much larger and more prominent in its winter season. melting of permanent water in the volcanic activity and deposition of frozen carbon dioxide, the sublimation of water ice from the polar cap to the atmosphere, deposition of carbon dioxide with dry ice coil and dry ice into the existing water into ice caps. Which of the following best explain why Jupiter's great red spot has persisted for centuries while terrestrial stars last for weeks? Jupiter's intense gravity constantly powers the star. The absence of solid surfaces. Jupiter's atmosphere is thicker and stronger than Earth, preventing the great red spot is a frozen storm and therefore the absence of solid surface and the constant energy from planet internal heat source allow the storm to continue indefinitely. The absence of the solid surface and the constant energy. Solid surface absence of the next. The ring of the dark and difficult to see. The ring of the Uranus. The rings of the Uranus dark and difficult to see compared to Saturn's bright ring. What is the more likely reason for this difference? You know, gravity. Difference. Axial tilt is the primary cause of Earth revolution. Around the sun. The axis has no effect. Axial tilt causes the hemisphere to receive more sunlight or one hemisphere. Which of the following planet is characterized by very high rotational speed resulting in significantly and a Versace Saturn. Jupiter has the fastest rotation of all the planets in the solar system with a day of just 10 hours. This rapid the asteroid Vesta protoplanet composed green. The reflection light from vast ocean layer of color component for general methane. The red light reflects blue green. The sun's light reflecting off methane. The red light reflects blue green. The sun's light reflecting off gaseous atmosphere of helium. The process of releasing methane gas. Light and the features of Neptune atmosphere. Neptune atmosphere. And such from the high constant bombardment of angular momentum considered in the context of solar system. What is the first line? the sun behind which it is cold enough for in the context of solar system the first line from the sun beyond which it is cold enough for volatile compounds like water, methane and ammonia to conduct into ice. The boundary between the sun's atmosphere the boundary between the terrestrial planet and gas. The boundary between Kuiper plate and force line. The concept is central to why outer planets are so different from the inner planet. Force line the distance from the sun beyond which cold volatile compound like water, methane, and ammonia to condense into ice. The boundary between sun's atmosphere and atmosphere is the boundary between terrestrial planet and gas planet. This boundary between sun and atmosphere is distance from the sun beyond which it is volatile cold enough for planet with small axial field like Jupiter, minimal CTD in that the sun angle on the planet surface changes very little throughout its year, resulting in very little to no